penultimate episode of Series 11, It Takes You Away. And while I don't necessarily think this episode is bad, to me it just seems a little bit odd. What's the plot? The Doctor and her friends arrive in Norway, a place where Graham claims he and Grace had always wanted to come, but they just never got round to it. However, while in the kind of countryside of Norway, they discover a boarded up house, and within inside a blind teenage girl named Hannah, who claims that her father went out 4 days ago and so far hasn't returned, while searching and that a strange kind of creature roams their area of the woods every night. The Doctor and her friends investigate the house, only to discover that through the bedroom mirror is a portal to a kind of dead zone. It's a space between two separate universes. Yes, and through the other side, they manage to find Hannah's father in seemingly an alternate sentient universe where he has been living the past few days with essentially a double of his dead wife. To which the Doctor figures out kind of what the other universe is, or through an old kind of Gallifreyan bedtime story, and then it's kind of a race to get everyone back to the original universe before things disintegrate forever. As I said, I don't necessarily think this episode is bad. It just to me seems to be a little odd, and there are a few things that there are a couple of things that I'll admit I'm not tremendously keen on. For example, the father's approach to kind of keeping his daughter safe while he was gone was to tell her to stay in the house, and he put speakers outside to kind of simulate a kind of creature like a bear roaming the woods, a kind of monstrous creature, to make sure she'd stay indoors. To which I think we can all agree that's not necessarily great parenting. Yeah, you want to keep your daughter safe, tell her to stay indoors, and put a speaker outside to cause monster noises. Yeah, you're not parent of the year. I also kind of feel that one character that I kind of felt, kind of looking back on the episode, didn't really add much, and that was the character of Ribbon, or Ribbons. He's a kind of creature that is in the kind of crawl space between universes, yeah, to which he claims that he is here, and he is prepared to lead them through, but he wants the Doctor's sonic screwdriver, or kind of wants payment for information, and then he quickly gets eaten by flesh-eating moths. Just like, yeah, you could have cut that character from the episode and you wouldn't really have missed much. I mean, he does provide a little bit of comedy in the episode, but yeah, I just feel that that's a character that I don't necessarily think added that much. But yeah, that's just my opinion. If you liked him as a character, fair enough. But again, while there are things that I do feel, I mean, another thing that I personally felt was kind of a little bit odd. I mean, okay, the father, he isn't necessarily going to be Father of the Year, but then he also is not willing to go back to the universe because he wants to spend time with his deceased wife. I mean, they also do bring back Grace into this episode, who hasn't really been seen since Arachnids in the UK. To which, yeah, it's good to see her again in this episode, but it is supposed to be like a temptation part of the universe that they can bring in people who will make people feel at ease and they will not question, such as Grace and the wife Trini. Well, and I'm not entirely sure what the wife's called, but yeah, I don't know. To me, it just feels a little bit odd. I mean, it gets especially odd towards the end when the sentient universe, which is now down to the only person who's now in it is the Doctor, and it results itself to the form of a frog. Mainly because Grace had got 2 frog necklaces, one from Grey and one from Ryan, and suddenly it's just like the Doctor is talking to a frog, to the universe which has taken the form of a frog. and it's just, really? You have to stretch your incredible. You have to stretch your kind of suspension of disbelief quite a bit. But then there are kind of one or two things that I do like about the episode. For example, kind of when everyone kind of gets back to the universe, to the proper universe, the Doctor asks uh, Eric and Hannah kind of what they intend to do now. Now they've been through all this, and they say, well, it's time to go back to the city, back to Oslo. I do feel that's kind of a nice touch, that they kind of moved away to kind of get over the mother's death, and having now been through all that, they just go, okay, we've had our time to go back. And I also kind of like the plot elements with Ryan and Graham, in that throughout most of the episodes, well, throughout most episodes, Ryan has always kind of been rather kind of cold to Graham. I mean, he knows he's part of the family, but he's always been a little bit unwilling to accept it, especially after the death of Grace. And I do like the kind of, after having been through everything they've been through in the episode, and having seen how good a relationship Hannah has with her father, and after realising that Graham came back because he knew the version of Grace wasn't real, because she said Ryan could survive on his own. Graham's like, no, I know the real Grace would never say that, and she would tell me to go back to look after Graham. I do like that Kev Ryan finally respects Graham that little bit and actually calls him Grandad. To which I feel that's a nice touch and kind of solidifies their relationship. I just feel the episode is a little bit odd. That's really all I can really say about it. I don't necessarily think it's brilliant. I don't think it's terrible. It just seems a little odd. I mean, but then you've got a sentient universe talking to the Doctor in the form of a frog. I think odd is always going to be the word for that. So not bad, not terrible, just odd. Well, anyway, next week, the final episode, the Battle of Ranskor av Kolos. Well, final episode of Series 11. Until then, let's get a shift on. See ya.